Welcome to another episode of Supplement Sense. We are in our third installment on the series about how to read supplement fact labels, and this time we're going to talk about things you might see on dietary supplement labels. I'm not going to go through the label in detail like I did on the other videos because there are just too many different kinds of things. You know, we're talking about multivitamins, multiminerals, herbs, single vitamins and minerals, and everything else in between. We can't look at every label in specific, but I'm just going to point out some things that you're going to see in general that might be helpful to you. So, first thing we have here is always the first thing, no matter what kind of label we're looking at. Serving size, most important thing. Always check the serving size before you look at anything else on the label. I can't tell you how many times people say, oh, I was taking 1 a day or 2 a day, and it said 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 is the serving size. So check the serving size so you know exactly what you're getting and what you need to take. Next thing, Proprietary Blend. This is something you'll probably see most often on maybe herbal blends or sports nutrition stuff like pre and post workouts. A proprietary blend will be listed, it'll say proprietary blend, total milligram or microgram or gram of the blend content, and then a list of bunch of stuff. You don't know the exact milligrams of each thing in the proprietary blend. A lot of brands do this to protect their formulas if they have some kind of secret combination that they don't want to reveal. Sometimes it's inconvenient for us because you can't tell how much of every individual thing is in there. But that's what that means. It's just a way to group stuff up and tell you the total dose of that group, but not the individual ingredients, so that other brands can't copy the formula, or I don't know, maybe other reasons that I can't think of, but that's usually why it's there. The next thing, standardized. This is a word you're going to see in relation to herbs. Herbs are tricky things because whenever we're talking about herbs, we're talking about whole plant products. When you say saw palmetto or acai or whatever, you're talking about a really, complex molecular structure. You're talking about a full food supplement. And when we're talking about herbs in supplemental form, in pill form, you're usually talking about a specific component of that herb that is helpful to your body for this or that. So standardization is a way to kind of make sure that different herbs, whether they may come from different places or not, can be called the same thing because they have the same active ingredients or the same amount of those ingredients in that herbal supplement. So it's just kind of a way to talk about herbs in a standard form. It's like a unit of measurement, so to speak, without numbers. So hopefully that makes sense. Next thing, you'll see this maybe on some multiple mineral supplements. Mineral potencies indicated are elemental. This is kind of tricky, and it might sound confusing because you think, well, minerals are elements, duh. Like if it says 600 milligrams of calcium, then I'm getting 600 milligrams of calcium, right? Wrong. That's not necessarily true. When you take a calcium supplement, for instance, you're not taking just plain old straight up calcium. You're taking, if you look specifically at the label, it'll usually say calcium carbonate or calcium citrate or calcium lactate or calcium with another word after it. And that means that the calcium atom is bound to another molecule because maybe it's more effective delivery that way, maybe it's faster absorbing, maybe you can get more calcium that way, but you're not getting calcium by itself. So if it says, for example, 600 milligrams of calcium citrate, how much calcium are you getting from the calcium citrate? So if you see on a product that it says mineral potencies indicated or elemental, what it's saying is that when it says 600 milligrams calcium citrate, it actually means you're getting 600 milligrams of calcium from that calcium citrate. So you're actually getting what you think you are. This is a really, really tricky thing. A lot of people don't know about it, but you need to look out for this to see if you can, kind of see through whatever kind of hocus pocus might be going on the label, because some stuff that's really cheap and it looks like it has the same dose as something else that's more expensive probably does not have the same dose as the thing that's more expensive, and this is one way that you could probably tell. Next thing we have percentage yield. So this is something you're going to see mainly on herbal supplements. I can't recall anything that's not an herb that doesn't, or that says this. Basically what this is it's telling you how much of the good stuff you're getting from the herb, because remember, herbs in and of themselves are not what we're taking the herb for. We're taking it for whatever good stuff we get out of it, whatever substance it has that helps with our health concerns. So you're going to see something like, for example, on resveratrol, let's say, 40% trans resveratrol extract or 50%. Basically that's telling you that for whatever milligram you're getting, half of that or 40% of that is the actual active ingredient, the good stuff that's going to help you out. So check the percentage yield when you're comparing products. Don't just look directly at the overall milligram content. Next thing. Timed or sustained release means the same thing, whichever one you see, time release, sustained released. This means that the product tablet, I don't see how it could possibly be a capsule that's time released. I've seen it said time release capsule. I don't understand how that works. Maybe it does, but as far as I'm concerned, that's a contradiction of terms. So when you see this on your product, probably a multivitamin or maybe a B complex or vitamin C, something that's water soluble, needs to be absorbed slowly in your system, it means that the pill is going to slowly break down. It doesn't release all at once, which is good for something that you want to absorb throughout the day, that you're taking in a dose that can't be absorbed in one instance. For example, 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, your body can't absorb that all in one sitting, so time releasing is very important to make sure that you get the dose and get your money's worth out of the product, basically. Next thing, guaranteed live or guaranteed viable. This is something that you might see on a probiotic label, and actually I would say it's something you should see on a probiotic label, because probiotics are bacteria, and if they're not live, they're not helpful to your system. Obviously probiotics are good at helping kill off the bad bacteria. They're good with your immune system, digestion, nutrient assimilation, energy levels, pH balance, immune function, the list goes on and on and on. So if you're taking a probiotic supplement, always a good idea as far as I'm concerned, but make sure that it says guaranteed live, because if the probiotic are not alive in the capsule at the time you take them, you're wasting your money completely. So guaranteed live or viable for probiotic supplements. Next thing, let's talk about units of measurement a little bit. Micrograms, milligrams, grams, IU, ppm. This stands for international unit. This is parts per million. 1,000 micrograms is equal to 1 milligram. 1,000 milligrams is equal to 1 gram. And I've never seen anything higher than a gram on a supplement label. As a matter of fact, I hardly ever see that. What you see most of the time are milligrams. So again, these are the most common measurements, mainly being milligrams. Some things are measured in micrograms. International unit is an interesting thing. You'll see this on vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D, maybe some other things that I'm forgetting right now. But this is basically a specific unit of measurement for those particular supplements. It's not related to grams or milligrams in any way. It's really not related to any other unit of measurement. It's specific to that product. So it's just the way certain things are measured. I don't know why they decided to measure vitamin A in milligrams and grams. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day when I figure it out. But as of right now, at least you kind of know what it means. And then ppm stands for parts per million, which you will see on like colloidal silver, let's say, something that is a colloid, which is a substance suspended in another substance in a liquid, and that's just telling you the concentration of the active ingredient in the liquid that it's suspended in. So like in colloidal silver, for instance, you might see 10 parts per million or 50 parts per million. The one that's 50 is a higher concentration. Doesn't necessarily mean it's better, depends on what you're using it for, but at least you kind of know what that means now. Last thing, I've got just one more for you. Our favorite legal disclaimers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. You'll see this on every supplement label as far as I can think of or tell. I think it has to be on every supplement label, or at least it should be to protect the brand, and because you can't claim that a certain thing will cure, treat, or prevent, or assist in any way with any sort of health problem, which seems kind of, silly a little bit because you think, oh, well, we know that vitamin C helps with the immune system, right? But on the label, we don't know that. We have to say, not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease because these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. They can't actually claim anything like that on the label. And I can't even claim that when I'm speaking to you because it's not been evaluated by the FDA and the government doesn't know it, so I can't know it. So that's where we are with that, but it's just a disclaimer. Doesn't mean the stuff isn't good for you, but that's exactly what it means. So those are just some simple basic stuff that you're going to encounter when you're looking at dietary supplements. I can't go into everything, but hopefully that covers a lot of the common things you're going to come across and gives you a little insight. Remember to check the serving size. It's still the biggest one that I see people slip up on all the time and get confused about. But some other information in there as well. And hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it shed some light on some things for you. Be sure to subscribe so we can get more good videos coming your way. And see us next time in another episode of Supplement Sense.